A former Idaho softball coach was accused of inappropriate contact with a minor, but a jury just acquitted her.
Welcome back to Looking for Better Days. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, click all so you can be notified anytime that I upload. This is an interesting case. Let's see what they're talking about with this case. Maybe she's innocent. I don't know. We'll see.
And now she is planning a massive lawsuit against the sheriff and the prosecutor. Her lawyer is here to talk about it all. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. Riley Ann Lutz has been fighting off allegations of sexual misconduct since 2023, when she was first accused of sexually abusing a 17-year-old student athlete from Bear Lake High School in Idaho. Lutz had been an assistant softball coach, but she had lost that job when these allegations came out. Now, Bear Lake County brought charges. She could have faced a life sentence in prison if she was convicted. But after a trial that lasted several days, it only took the jury 30 minutes to acquit her. And that now brings us to a new lawsuit that we're going to talk about. But here's what we know about the case to get you up to speed. So Lutz was arrested in March of 2023. She was charged with 2 felony counts of sexual battery of a minor, very serious charges. And authorities said that this alleged abuse happened between September 2021 and June 2022 before the student turned 18. But Lutz and her attorney say the sheriff of Bear Lake County, Sheriff Bart Heslington, launched this investigation essentially based on misinformation, lies. She claims the sheriff made all sorts of false statements, pushed for the prosecutor to file charges, which, by the way, Lutz believes was done maliciously. And this drama is unfolding, I should tell you, in the small city of Paris.
I'm kind of confused though. If she's innocent, then that's great. I'm trying to understand though, how do you guys make such a big mistake on the law enforcement's case? Because that's kind of strange. Like, I've never seen anything like that. Like, that's a pretty big deal. Like, that was a life altering accusation, especially because anybody who is accused of these type of crimes has to register as a sex offender. It brings a lot of shame to their family. They themselves are probably going to have a hard time getting a job from then on. There's a lot of things that come as consequences to these things. So let's see what they're talking about.
Idaho and the area around it. Now, Lutz says the sheriff knew the alleged victim, having been her basketball coach in middle school. The teen has reportedly had struggles with emotional well-being, her mental health, intellectual limitations. And Lutz attorneys believe that the sheriff coerced her into accusing Lutz of misconduct, despite the alleged victim herself saying in the beginning that this wasn't true. Now, Lutz claims that this young woman eventually changed her story, testified at trial, but according to local media outlets, she was never really able to clarify what exactly happened and when. And before Lutz went to trial in November, she filed a tort claim. So this is an intention to file a lawsuit against the government. This was going to be against Bear Lake County, the sheriff's office, the sheriff himself, a deputy, the prosecutor, and the woman, who's now an adult, because of the sheriff accusing Lutz of sexually assaulting this person. Now, the claim was actually voluntarily dismissed by Lutz, but what it does is it gives us insight into what a new lawsuit expected to be filed in January will address. So according to this complaint, quote, Sheriff Bart Heslington did not have any personal knowledge that the teen and Riley Lutz engaged in a sexual relationship before the teen turned 18
That's
years
wild.
old.
What would make a
Sheriff
sheriff want to even get involved in this
about
nonsense?
the extent of his knowledge regarding the nature and extent of the relationship between the teen and Riley Lutz to the teen's mother and the teen. Sheriff Bart Heslington sought to manipulate the teen with what he stated was what he knew about the relationship between the teen and Riley Lutz in an effort to overbear her will. And according to the complaint, the sheriff claimed that there was video, photo evidence of the sexual contact between Lutz and the teen, but according to Lutz and her legal team, there is no evidence. And they say
What's
the
the
sheriff
different one,
knew
guys?
that.
I'll give you
And
that
also,
much.
according to Lutz, there was a search warrant that was based on alleged misinformation from the sheriff that led to the department being able to see thousands of messages sent on Snapchat by Lutz over a period of several months. But according to them, no evidence was ever found of a sexual or romantic relationship between Lutz and the teen on that platform. Transcripts from interviews between the sheriff and the teen, they also appear to highlight what seems to be the confusion that this teen may have been experiencing. and the multiple times that she changed her story, seemingly to agree with the sheriff. And when this case went to trial before Thanksgiving, the prosecutors called the sheriff, they called the
Well,
alleged victim, they called the alleged victim's mother to testify. The defense called 22 of its own witnesses, including experts, colleagues, softball
I'll
coaches,
say
players,
this.
and family members of.
I'll say this. I'm glad that it seems like she's not involved in this, and I don't know. Hopefully, she gets justice for her name. To be honest, because I'm not opposed to people. If you're wrongly accused, I'm not opposed to people fighting for their freedom and the right to their rights. At the end of the day, this was a different type of video. I hadn't watched this previous. I didn't expect it, but I'm glad that the lady is going to fight for some type of compensation and go against the justice system on this one, because it looks like they made a massive mistake, and that unfortunately can't be taken back. Especially, like I said, she lost her employment over it, and then going forward, I'm sure that the employers that she does run into are going to look at her some kind of way. I'll leave this story in the link in the description so you guys can check it out yourself.
Personal confidence, something that I try to push into my classroom and my students.
This same elementary school teacher, who was once named Teacher of the Year, now straight up admits she sexually assaulted two preteen boys who were once her students.
Okay, I'm already. This is 2 seconds into this, and I'm already confused. Preteen. What do you do? Preteen? Like, what are you doing with a preteen? What are you doing with a person that's underage? Period. But a preteen? This has got to be like a mental disorder. I'm not sure what it is that's driving the behavior, but it has to be mental disorder, because what would make you do that? I can't think of anything in life that would make me do that. Pre-teenagers is crazy.
Is that true?
Yes.
Investigators found one of the boys' photos in her wallet when she was arrested. They also found an overwhelming amount of disturbing evidence, including explicit texts, photos, and even videos. So let's get right into it. The defendant we're focusing on today is 35-year-old Jacqueline Ma, who at the time of her arrest was an elementary school teacher. Jacqueline began teaching 5th and 6th grade students back in 2023. All of this happened in National City, California, which is just south of San Diego. In 2022, she was actually honored by the San Diego County Office of Education for her exemplary work as a teacher. She even appeared on the local news there to talk about her teacher.
You know what's confusing to me? For the life of me, I can't understand. I could understand if these people were not conventionally attractive, if they were somehow disfigured. That doesn't make the behavior right, but it would make more sense. These people are what seems to be fully functional adults that seem to have their life together in most cases of these situations that we've looked at. And it's like, what would cause you to go on the deep end and just jump overboard with this type of behavior? I'm still at a loss for words. I don't know what it is that could be lurking in the background, I guess. I don't know. Childhood trauma? I don't know.
Award.
Just being that champion for those students, allowing them to believe in themselves and see themselves the way that you believe in them.
Just 1 year after this interview was shot and Jacqueline won this Teacher of the Year award, she was arrested at her school, Lincoln Acres Elementary School, on allegations of child sexual assault. All of this started when a 12-year-old student's mother started to see some red flags. The mom suspected there may be an inappropriate relationship going on between her son and Jacqueline Ma, so she reported it. When Jacqueline was arrested at the school and investigators went through her belongings, they found a picture of this same 12-year-old boy tucked away in Jacqueline's wallet. They also found her jewelry. It even had the boy's initials on it. They also found some love letters inside of her classroom. Prosecutors later learned that Jacqueline had been talking to this boy for about 10 months.
It's almost like she never grew up. Like, maybe does this come from being sheltered as a child? I mean, I know a lot of people who were sheltered as a child that never resorted to this type of behavior, but I don't know. Maybe I. Hmm.
She was arrested, booked, and then released on bail, but that didn't last very long. She was arrested once again when investigators found evidence of child pornography. Since that arrest, she's been denied bail. So when investigators were taking a look through all of her data, they found that she sent this 12-year-old boy sexually explicit photos and even coerced this boy to send her some pics back. When the boy didn't respond or took too long, she got frustrated. According to the San Diego Tribune, this boy once wrote her a message saying, quote, "Sometimes I don't think you understand that I am a kid still." Detectives later revealed that the boy's mom found messages from Jacqueline, his teacher, on the tablet. And in the messages, she asked him to delete some of them. She also asked him to turn on vanishing mode so the messages would just disappear. They also found a bunch of messages on a hidden app on her phone. Now, at a preliminary hearing back in December, detectives read from some screenshots of these messages. One read, quote, "Do not forget my underwear is in your pocket." In another message, she wrote, quote, "I love you too, like I'm actually in love with you." Months later, investigators slapped Jacqueline with even more charges when a second victim came to light. This time, the boy was only 11 years old when the abuse began. Prosecutors say Jacqueline called this student into her classroom and took off her shirt. The boy said she tried to get close to him, but he got scared, so he was able to leave. Prosecutors say she groomed both of these boys by buying them gifts, clothing, and even some gaming stuff. Initially,
it's like she's not even just being sexually explicit. She's like aggressive. This is aggressive behavior. Like, sorry guys, this is like something that you would expect from a man. Like, as far as the way it's being gone about, like this is not. I don't know. This is not the best.
Jacqueline faced 19 felony charges and was expected to go to trial in April. But this month, a shocking plea deal was announced as Jacqueline owned up to all this abuse.
Guilty or not guilty? Guilty.
On February 5th, Jacqueline Ma pleaded guilty to 4 felony charges. 2 counts of lewd acts with a child under age 14 with duress, lewd act involving a child under age 14, and possessing material containing a minor engaged in or simulating sexual conduct. After news of her conviction broke, the National School District Superintendent released a statement. It reads in part, quote,
"All right, this is this lady here is not only a repeat offender. It seems like she just does not care about the consequences, which is unfortunate for the children who were involved. And even the 11-year-old boy who ran away, it's like there was no sign that these people even wanted to be involved with you on that level. Not to say that they can give consent anyway, but it's just, what's the driving factor?"
2 years ago, when we learned of the allegations of inappropriate physical activity between this former educator and a minor, we were stunned to our core. Although she was immediately placed on unpaid status and has been detained ever since, I want to assure our school community that with this guilty plea, we are now able to formally move to terminate her employment with the district. What's ahead now is sentencing. Jacqueline Ma originally faced 165 years to life, but with this new plea deal, she's up against 30 to life.
All right, guys, that's the end of the video. Hope you guys enjoyed the video thus far. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, click all so you can be notified anytime that I upload. Also join the Discord, and I will see you guys in the next one. Be safe.